Tucker's finally settling down. Okay, I gotta keep it down here. I gotta keep it. Woo. Woo. Might as well. Hello! Welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm welcome back. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Do I have a new zit? I do. Ain't nothing like figuring out you got a new zit on your forehead. I was like, it was so funny when I was at the store today. I bought these 2 half cakes. And I told the gal at the checkout, what was her name? I get their name. I try and look at I saw another gal's name, Jessica, because my knee popped. And then I'm like, man, why did that? I'm like, it did this weird thing. And I walked around the corner and I see this gal with knee pads on, and she's like getting up because she was stocking stuff on the bottom shelf. And I was like, God bless you. You're why my knee just popped. You know? I'm like, I'm an empath. I have the same experiences that people have. So oftentimes. Sometimes at the very same time. You know it? And mom's empath. She's like ultra empath. Oh man, she's like empath on esoteric roids.
Esoteric roids?
Steroids. Enhancement drugs. Extra concentrated to the nth. So I was just cruising around face butt. I just see all these different perspectives. See, every now and again, you have a day where people know it's going to be wild, they just don't know why. And today's one of those days. I know because of the energy and astrology and all that. I collect a lot of esoteric data. I know from just like trends I see. I know from freaking what the birds are doing. I know from how amped up my animals are. And I got to keep it down here because Tucker finally settled down, man. See, because even animals have their astrology. And you know, I was really watching how energy works tonight. And I try to keep it down here, but I got so much. I'm loud now. I'm a loud bitch. I am a loud bitch. I'm loud. I was the extrasensory kid that had speech class because I had a speech impediment. So I had to go to sit on the freaking blue bus and do the flashcards and A-E-I-O-U. And so I worked really, really hard to enunciate and to be clear because there's a lot of times I tried to communicate my feelings and I couldn't. That's why I'm always teaching baby sign, American sign language. I wish I would have stuck with that. I kind of do my own thing. It's all, I don't know. I can communicate with people, I think, because for freaking 13 years, I'd watch the signing interpreter, the places I'd go, and the gathering places that I'd meet fellow friends, a Belle Devia, and whatnot. That was my program for a while. So I watched the signer, so I think I could at least, you know, and people mostly can communicate with nonverbals anyway. So today was one of those days, those really big days. And now it's just going to split. Now it's just going to, because you never know how things are going to go. I got a message from a gal. It's like, okay, she's okay, you were right, shit hit the fan. You know, she's like, how do you know this? Do you read cards? You know, are you psych? You know, I'm like, well, I spend a lot of time collecting data. You know, and then I go on Facebook and I see just like the different storylines. It's so weird. Even in the world of astrology, you want to hear two opposite ends of the spectrum? Listen to the Peace Dealer and listen to Sam Geppy. I am more in line with Michael the Peace Dealer. Probably because I think he's Gemini Sun, and in Vedic, I'm Gemini Rising. So the twins, the duality, yeah. I'm freaking full spectrum. I'm Scorpio Moon. I'm all about duality. There's just as much fun to be had in the shadows, or is. Anyway, so I see so many. I'm just really trying to look at all this stuff as a spectator, like, because I don't know how it's gonna play out. I honestly don't know how it's gonna play out, because there's been a lot of times that I really thought things were gonna go one way, and here I am in Teos, New Mexico. Those were some plot twists. That's a big plot twist. I am getting old, and to freaking do two pretty significant. Well, it was like, I guess it's safe to say it was one significant move. We just stopped in Helizona at the freaking hell camp. Arizona for a few weeks to learn freaking clean up life karma lessons or whatever. I don't know what that was. Thank goodness we're past that, Whew. But it makes for some good stories around the campfire. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Anyway. So, today was a big day for a lot of people. Yeah. I think it's all a circle of gravity. I just see this storyline go back and forth, Oh, I do like that. Oh, I wonder where he's at. The Gematria guy. I saw there. I know everybody's gonna be live because the kinetic energy. Everybody's just like bing, 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 bing. This is my third one today, I think. Mind the dip. That's the thing. Is I hope people aren't gonna try it because everybody's all fired up. When people get fired up, it's like a heartbeat. Like if you look at a picture of a heartbeat, it was like I was gonna be an EKG technician. Oh, my phone is my light. If you get Google or Go.go or whatever, a heartbeat. Here's one. Okay. I gotta dim that. Turn that off. Let's try this. So there's a heartbeat, okay? See, today is one of those days where the energy spikes. See? But see at the bottom after the spike, there's always a dip. Energy always drives lower than the baseline. Like if you ever, were a diver, if you ever dove off like cliffs or whatever, or it fell out of a tree. I've done that a time or two. Okay, once real significant is about 25 feet. I landed on my ankle at a 45-degree angle, and it didn't break any bones. It tore my tendons, though. And then I continued to roll my ankle till I had surgery when I was 36 in the Air Force. The scar on my ankle looks like fucking... Sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. Didn't mean to interrupt your fucking morning coffee and your toast because he uses butter knife to freaking cut into my... It's so janky. Let you get back to your day. The golf club. Fucking military, man. There's just a lot of crock. And a lot of people are coming up, stepping forward, and you're seeing who's stepping in and hanging out with who. You're seeing who people are they with God, or are they with Satan? Essentially, that's what the freaking world is coming to. Who goes there? Are you with God, or are you for Satan? The Lucy Fairy Tale Theater. Are you for that, Lucy? If people are, okay, then just let us know what we're fucking dealing with. Stop saying you're from God, you big cheaters. And because, I get emails. I'm, seeing who's lining up. One of the biggest freaking, cult ritual things is that stupid Super Bowl freaking halftime show. And if you look at the history of who has signed their soul away to freaking Luciferi, to be in that show. I mean, they're all in the same club. They're all in the same club. And I think it's The Weeknd. I saw his progression. His progression happened quick. It's like he could have zigged and he zagged, man. Keegan was talking about it today. Is that he has a beautiful voice and he could sing for God, and he went down a different path. And then so I get emails from the VA. Where to get your Super Bowl tickets? Well, there's it's another fucking club. That's all a crock. You know how many veterans I could help in small groups like me? Because we talk to each other and we know each other. Trying to get through red tape of any kind of bureaucrat. That's why people freaking were like climbing walls today. Because you can't get through to these people. He got through to some people today. When people get sick and tired, they get sick and tired. You can put any kind of twist on it you like. At some point, I gotta ask myself, man, somebody has to be really frustrated to do that. Somebody has to be, to put in that much effort to do that. Wow. I wish I had that much energy, huh, Ma?
Yeah.
No, I got a lot of energy.
I always have.
Whoo, like today, I was realizing, like, because I'm loud, I gotta be extra chill all the time because my little guys are getting old. And Tucker, he really gets upset. Like, even when I get happy, excited, he just, he's just so sensitive. And Artie is so sensitive. Artie puts himself away and gives himself a decompression time. He's always been like that. He's a Virgo. He likes his alone time. But it's just like, I see how energy impacts people. And then when they're scared, just like me, when I'm scared and I'm trying not to be scared, it hurts my organs, and animals are that much more sensitive. So no wonder veterinarians are making a killing. So if animals go back to holistic, like nurturing, just freaking, they're only alive for like 15 years. Just let them do whatever they want. You know what I mean? Like mine. We're all the rejects. We're all the rejects. They're all good dogs. Where you going, Benny? He's gonna go do his loop. Is he hot? Did he get hot? Hey, where are you going? He does like to check things out. I'll just let him be. Didn't I just say let them do whatever they want, and then I'm policing the joint? And then Tucker's like, hey man, what are you doing? What's going on? So there's so many different perspectives. I'm just not going to ride on any train. I think it's a circle of greed. I think it's a storyline that it's like a football game. It's like when rival team, nobody ever, it's the same game. They just play it. They just continue it. It's like it never wins because stats exist. And it's always like Rochambeau. Like, okay, who wins one time and then okay, 2 out of 3. That's what life is. That's what, like, they just go on and on and on. And it only serves a small group. And it ain't supposed to be that way. Benny, what are you doing, man? So, well, it hasn't been that long since they had dinner and we all went out. But that's the energy. Everybody's like, okay, ready, set. I'm like, yeah, okay, but mind the dip, man, mind the dip. I wonder how many people are freaking gonna make bad decisions tonight. I'm not gonna be one of them. I was told Mom today, I was like, you know what? I kind of there's a couple I miss about Oregon, about where I lived in Oregon, is the corner store right up the street, because they had a banana icy machine, and they would just give it to me because I'd bring my own cup, and they'd let me fill it up and stuff. That was so just have because tonight I'm like, man, I wish I had a Sprite. I wish I had a Sprite, and then I could, but I didn't want to, but it's going to the stores. There ain't no corner store. And I'm like, and then you got to put a stupid mask on. I'm like, well, I guess there's a drive-through someplace. And then I weighed my options, and I'm like, oh, I'll drink some water. Huh. So, just, yeah, but I drove past a liquor store, and I was like, oh, I could do, like, because I like mixed drinks, and, like, I'll get an idea of a drink I've never had, and then just get all the fancy fixings for it. And then I would lose my spirit. And things, and I break integrities. I would! Because when I freaking drink, I have none. I don't care. I'm Aries, too. And it's one of those seasons, somebody I was talking to, or I was listening to, they're like, Aries just pop in. They be popping in. And we do. We just pop in. You won't hear from me for years. And I'll think about ya. The time we had together or something and just chime in. And when I put get into the spirits, I think about the time that I shared in the spirits, and I need to leave the spirits where the spirits are in the spirit world, because there ain't too many dark ones floating around, and I got too many shadowy potentials, and that's why I just don't do it. That's why I just drive by it and then talk about it. I'm like, Mom, I wanted to get wasted. I like to get wasted sometimes. I'm too old for that. There's too much consequences. People like me, to drink is to die. And that is all there is to it. Huh, Benny? He's like, I'm checking stuff out, Marjo. So, I think about it and play the tape through and then freaking tell Mom about it. And she says things like, I'm glad you didn't. What are you doing? But I do have a trip to the freaking hardware store I gotta make. He is really finding stuff.
He's restless.
He is restless. I'm gonna take him out here in a few minutes. So, but he's got maybe there has to be food down there because
he's looking underneath the whole.
I know. I'll have to use my flashlight down there.
Maybe it's a toy.
I don't know. I'm just gonna. What? There. Oh, I see. He's such a. Benny has afflictions for paper towels.
And there's a paper towel on there?
And there's paper towels. There's 2 of them.
My God, man, you just are amazing.
He is amazing. He really is. It's not this toy. That's not what he's like. Give me that! It's not the toy, no. It's this paper towel, or this Kleenex. This is why, because you stuff your pockets with Kleenex. I'm not saying that's how they got under the dresser. But he's got the habit of going into the bathroom after you, because sometimes when you sit down, Kleenex comes out of your pocket. I don't know how it got here. And I don't know how Benny freaking managed to figure out that there's Kleenex under the damn dresser. Why couldn't I find the Allen wrench for the cat tree? That sucks. That didn't make it through the move. That's one of the reasons. Sorry about that, but he was like under the dresser, like because he has a thing for paper products. It's already gone, bud. That's what. Yeah, it's a good find, but you don't. You don't get it. Seeing the older dogs get, if they're like people, the more they get in their loop. I call it their senior loop. Because when do they do anything different? So, we need to get out more. It's so muddy right now. I want to take them and put them in the van and bring them someplace else and let them run around and stuff like that. Because it's so muddy in this yard. You know it? So I know I'll ask, there's people all over the place. There's nothing but wide open spaces. So we'll figure it out. But so it's gonna be one of those. I'm gonna kind of keep it quiet on and trying to look and see. You want up there?
Yeah.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, good boy. He needs an escort because like Tucker gets cantankerous. Luna don't care. She's like, hey man, what's up? She's like, it's my season. She don't care. She's happy. But it's all the boy stuff. It's all that masculine energy. Pissing contests and stuff, you know. You know, they're coming into their feminine and they're like, what? So a lot of people are overcompensating right now. It's kind of bizarre. This is just how I see it. I could be really wrong. This is just how I have always read energy and seen how I'm like, because people always pretty much act the same way in cycles. We're secular human beings. We're totally pattern driven. You know, and planets are lining up. This time a while back, this other shit happened, and okay, we're lining up. Next, cue freaking military conflicts. Is just, I wonder who it's going to be between. That's the part that it's going to be like, you know. But isn't it already happening or something? I don't know. It's stalled. Live local, man. Just try and make your neighborhood the best and most comfortable place you can be, because freaking shit's about to get really uncomfortable for a lot of people. They've been uncomfortable for we know, but see, that's the thing. I'm pretty good at making us comfortable in very uncomfortable situations. Is what I like to think. And yeah, and no, I don't always get to leave things as good as I find them, as much as I try. Still, anyway, but careful though, because people are gonna be so snappy. They're so snappy because when people get scared about shit, they bring everything up here, so everybody's up here. And there has to be the people that are just like, dude, keep it down here, man. And just keep it nice and easy. Just take it easy. Just be easy. Not in a condescending way, because people know condescending. You throw a condescending person in there, it's, you know, don't go over well. So, are you ready for the age of the empath? Where people aren't gonna just frickin' the double talk isn't really gonna exist, because it's just all telepathy and everybody can read everybody. This is how I've been living my life, my whole life. It's been awkward and uncomfortable and weird, and welcome to the group. Is it Todd? Huh? You alright, bud? I forgot cereal. There's several things that I forgot. There's several things I forgot at the store. And I thought about it, and I was just zigzagging, and I'm just like, I've been here a while. But I guess if I didn't get it, I don't need it. I mean, hell, I got cakes in there. I think I'm going to do a little bit of vanilla ice cream with some of that chocolate cake with the chocolate frosting on it. And then maybe some Heath toffee pieces. And even, if I dare, the freaking Heath toffee magic shell too. See, that's why I can't drink, is because of what it does to my body. It put with the sugar and stuff like that. So this will just put me in a sugar high, and I think I'm gonna watch Zoe's playlist thing, because season 2 just came out, and I love that corny shit. I get a lot of freaking collective freaking vibes with TV and synchronicities and stuff like that. There ain't a lot of stuff I'm drawn to though. I love Letterkenny. That's just like nonsense freaking hilarious. That's just some word whimsy is what it is. Like they put in effort. I miss that because hanging out with your buddies. Ah, I miss that. People need to hang out with their friends and laugh because that's the connection. That's you know, that's what life is about. Spring's gonna come up here pretty quick. It's not gonna take long. Winter's gonna last a while longer, for sure. But spring will be here just right in time, like it always is. It's all right. It's all right. He just keeps wanting to lick and tuck in Benny's ear, and that's his pacifier, and I just don't like. Is that even his? He's just licking on his neck. That's his pacifier. He came from a puppy mill. I just don't want him to. Benny don't mind. He don't care. It's my problem, not his. He's a dog. He's doing what dogs do, How often do freaking humans put human emotions on dogs? Very often. I still think I'm a pretty good read on dogs, though. I still think I'm a pretty good read. I understand why they do the things they do. It still doesn't mean I like the things they do. Just like people. So welcome to the world, the age of reading energy and vibes and, people calling people out and on bullshit and stuff like that. And still being respectful. That's the cool part, is you can always set yourself out apart from the rest of the crowd by just not being the one that's a dick, because there's so many people that are going to be dicks. Because everybody's got something to prove, and I did that freaking 20 years ago. I got nothing left to prove, man. Just be cool, man. There's a way that everybody could have their way in life without having to take from somebody else or freaking, perpetuating the Lucy fairy tale theater. And people are going to figure out that, yeah, a lot of this stuff is true that they said wasn't. A lot of this stuff is, in fact, true that they said wasn't. And it's not, and I'll let people discover that for themselves, because everybody has their own life path. So it's whatever shadows, I don't know. I'm curious as to what is to be revealed, because not just things are happening and being revealed on a freaking global scale. It's happening to everybody in a very intimate and personal way. I remember there were points in time like this, like 3 years ago, when if you go back and look at my videos from 3 years ago, I talk about the stuff that's happening now. It's cool. It's really cool, like getting back to grassroots around that time period. It's cool. So, but there were big things I found out. Like, I found out because, like, in one of the things I do my talks of sharing my experience, strength, and hope. And I got 1 on cassette and 2 on CD. And for years, because the story I always was told is that my parents went to court and the judge didn't grant their divorce. And so they got back together and then had me, and I was their parting gift, and then got a divorce. And then one day I found out that wasn't the case. But I told that story to I don't know how many people. Because every time I told my story, I started out with that, unless I was talking about something else. The content was the topic was different, like steps or traditions or concepts or something like that. But So I was like, man, I lied to a lot of people unbeknownst to me. Like, so the astrology happens where huge things just line up in your life. Like you find out something and it just like it could knock you over with a feather, and you're just like, well, I be down. Well, holy hell, you know. Because I saw the divorce papers and they were dated 1972 and I was born in 8, and I was like, well, dang it. The truth always comes out. Mom's told me that my whole life. I put her to sleep. I start rambling. She's rocking in her chair. I think she likes it. I think she likes my talk sometimes. Um, but it's just like, and there's no hard feelings. These are just stories and accounts of my life. I hold no emotional feeling to anything that has happened in my history. At this point, they're just like really cool stories. You know, because I've always just lived as a spectator. This is just my soul sack. It carries my spirit, my soul. And I navigate through life and I freaking just witness shit. And I see stuff and I'm like, do I want to be a part of a world that does that? No. You know? And as a result of a lot of no's, my world has become very small. I mean, I work for like the third largest company in the world, and now I just, I'm a work from home daughter, is what I tell the gals at the Florida department today. That'd be so fun to be able to hang out in a floral department. Mom asked me, I love flowers. I love flowers. Luther Burbank. I'm sure he has this dark, seedy side too. They all do. I just like to right now. I'm gonna focus on the positive stuff. The positive contributions that maybe people have been scoundrels their whole life and they got that one idea that they're gonna offer to the world, and that's gonna make up for it. And they can step back into the light because everybody should have the opportunity and the chance to. And everybody's gonna know what a liar feels like anyway. Most people already do. They just haven't found their own power to stand up against that yet. But they're doing it. Oh, he's suckling. That's what it's called. He's suckling, Ma. I think that's what it's called, isn't it?
He's nurturing.
Yeah. So, Artie's finally calmed down too, I think. Yeah, I thought maybe his sweater fell off. So I've been running my mouth a while, and I could go for some ice cream. How are people in the world doing? I don't even know what else is going on. I just saw that. Hi. You've been drinking. It's that. Open widget. It's just the snow melting, and it's the soil. It's like really clay soil. And it's such a trip because I've lifted, now that I've freaking lived in different parts. I could say that we've lived all over, except on the East Coast. But we got pretty, and the rest in the middle, I don't need to live there. It's the climate. And the thing is wherever you go all over the world, the climates are really pretty much the same. There's a Dolores Cannon talk yesterday that they put out. And they went to Africa. And it felt to her just like New Jersey in parts that she'd been. She'd been all over the place, too. And it's just the geography's geography. Yeah, there's little pockets where you get these little glimpses of, this ain't like any place else. That's cool. But for the most part, you have your different climates, and it's the same all over. And the world is actually very, very small, and people are figuring that out too. I think we've been told that it was a lot bigger than it was, and anyway, there's a lot of freaking truth being revealed right now in a lot of areas. Yeah, but I love mixed drinks. But then I like the beers too, the ales. I'm a whiskey girl too. I like whiskey. Scotch I could do. I just don't see why. There's other things, but I like whiskey. I like and that's the thing is when I think about, when it puts me in a category, because I think about all the other people that like whiskey, all the other whiskey girls and boys. You know, it's so interesting how people are coming into their energy right now. It is so weird. It's kind of gonna get really kind of freaky deaky. I don't know. Like, I don't know. All these big beard guys, like really delving into their femininity and stuff. It's just there. It'll swing back. It'll level out, and then you go back to some version of hipster doofy or something. But it's just gonna get real, because Aquarius energy is just real weird and fluid, and people are gonna try on freaking aspects they never thought they'd do. You know, so it'll be interesting to see what those hold for everyone. Mom and I will just watch and see stuff like that. I don't participate because I don't go nowhere, and yeah, whatever. So I think that's about it.